were on our way home when the first siren went off. Something just didn't feel right. The sky didn't look right, so I made all my family get down in the basement. We were right underneath the stairwell. It's the safest place in the whole building. I stepped out to get my camera, and I looked out the window, and I seen just everything getting torn apart, and it seemed like it went on forever. You know, the sound that everybody explains, you know, the sound of the train, it really does sound like that. And it's something that I'll never forget, the sound of that. Looked down the street, we saw just chaos. We heard people crying and screaming.
I believe that's when my daughter started hollering, "Mama, they're in the church, we've got to help." My husband was digging people out, and the girls were running and getting blankets, and this guy comes up to me and he says, "Can you hold her?" And I told him, "Whatever you want me to do, I'll do anything." He said, "I need you to hold her, and I need you to keep her covered." And we wrapped her in coats and blankets, and he said, "She's already gone. We're digging out her mom and her sisters now."
There was this lady that her leg was pretty much amputated, and she actually took off her shirt and wrapped it around the leg, and I applied pressure to it, but she took over and held it as we got our mom to help us.
People were hurt and injured and bleeding, and I kept looking around waiting for somebody to come, and it hit me. Nobody's gonna be here. It was very hard, but we all held it together. I was very proud of my girls and my husband and everybody working that day. Nobody broke down and nobody stopped. We all did what we had to do. I think each day that we drive through here, we're still just in shock, just looking at the streets we don't even know anymore, you know, trying to figure out landmarks of what street we're on.
There's so many unknowns. We don't know how long it's going to take before we get an adjuster to look at our house, how long before we get a contractor to, you know, say, yes, we can rebuild, or yes, we can do this in a certain amount of time. So I don't know if it's going to be a year from now, 2 years from now. I don't know how long it's going to be before we even have a house to go into.
We're just living
So there's
day
just
by
a lot
day.
of unknowns here.
Yeah.
Never dealt with anything like this before.
So you reached out and asked me to come hear your story. Why?
Well, our big concern after this happened, you know, we just didn't know how the insurance was going to handle this, how soon we're going to be able to pick up, you know, where we're even going to go.
We're standing here on your front porch, I guess this is.
Yes.
And there's a lot of question if people are just saying, I give up, they're going away, they're going somewhere else in America, they're going somewhere else in Missouri. What's your deal?
We're staying here. We're rebuilding.
Here? Right here?
Right here on this, yes.
Keeping my basement.
And you realize you're going to have a lot of areas here that people are just going to give up, and it's going to be vacant lots.
Yes.
You're willing to take that risk?
Yeah, people will come in and build. I mean, we're 3 blocks from the high school. It's a good location. There'll be houses coming up.
Both of you have such a obvious determination. There's a serenity about you as you talk about this. Where's this come from?
For me, I walked out with the most important things in my life. The rest of this can be replaced. It's done a lot of damage, but it can't take away our pride and our hope.
We're a very strong family, very strong people. We've never been one to just give up on anything. I see potential here. I see opportunity here to build a stronger, more energy efficient house and still have our basement.
You have a clear roadmap how you're going to rebuild and ways you're going to save money doing it. Could you tell me what your plan is?
When the insurance settled with us, we had 2 options. We had an option where we give the whole check to the mortgage company and they hold it and they dictate to us how we build our house. Option 2 was to pay that mortgage off, have no house payment, take the remainder amount of the money and build the house we want and have 100% of the voice in how it's built. That's the way we can save money and build the house that we want and not have to worry about the house.
You're going to act as your own general contractor?
Yes, we are.
Really?
Yes.
And so will you have any mortgage when you're done?
That's our plan, is to not have any.
No mortgage at all?
Whatsoever. We will turn this into a positive. Yes, we will.
How cool is that? So if I come back 1 year from today, what am I going to find here?
Oh, yes.
You're going to find our home, and you're going to find green grass and our trees starting to grow, and our new life.